All right. When you take a look at the TBT, tell me a little bit about what it's like to be suiting up with Fort Wayne on your jersey again. I imagine it's going to be a pretty cool experience for you.
It'll definitely be a great experience. This is my first year playing in the TBT, so I wouldn't want to play with nobody else other than a team from my second home, Fort Wayne. So it'll be interesting. I'm excited to see how it is, see what the environment's like over there at Butler, and hopefully we win.
When you take a look at your game, you said you played in Germany at the beginning of last season, then in Romania. Where have you expanded your game since we last saw you playing at the Gates Center?
I feel like I've gotten better, kind of at everything, just working at everything, and then especially defensively on the defensive side of the ball. I really guard now. Like I pick up 94 feet, like I be guarding for real. And just the physicality overall that I play with, I feel like I've gotten better at it, and just learning the game more. I'm a smarter player than I was. I have a higher IQ now. So those are just a few of the things that I feel like I personally have gotten better at.
When you take a look at this TBT team, I know because of y'all schedules, you probably don't get together a whole lot. But what do you like about this team? What really sticks out to you on paper or in practice about this group of guys heading in?
I feel like this is a group of guys that really know the game of basketball. Practicing, the last 2 days with them. We're gelling, starting to gel rather quickly. And I don't think we'll have a problem with egos or anything like that. I feel like this is a group of guys that, just love the game of basketball, know the game of basketball and want to win.
When you take a look at hosting your camp here today, what is that like for you to get a chance to come back to Fort Wayne and maybe relay some of the things that you learned here in the Summit City to some of the up-and-coming youth?
Oh, man, it's amazing. It's a great feeling coming back. I always come back here every year. It's like I said, it's like my second home. So I always, feel like it's my duty to, just pay it forward, and give back to a community that gave me so much while I was here. And just paying it forward to the next generation. I was one of these kids, several amount of years ago. And I just know how good and how important it is to have, a positive role model or someone that's been in their shoes that knows the game of basketball, help them, kind of stay along this route.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I'm all set.